Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. Today I'm going to be discussing the advantages of real estate versus stocks as an investment vehicle. Now, I pretty much ripped this conversation off of a conversation between Robert Kiyosaki and one of his mentors, Dolph DeRuse. This video is part 1 of 2, so please be sure to check out the second part of this video for the whole scoop. One of the first examples they give is this. Imagine you have $100,000 cash, lump sum, and you wish to purchase stocks with that $100,000 cash. How much stock could you buy for $100,000? And it's not a trick question. The answer is simply you'd be able to buy $100,000 worth of stocks. And if you were to apply this question to real estate, how much real estate could you buy for $100,000? Well, you might think to yourself, well, if there's a property out there that's worth $100,000, I'd be able to go in with my 100 grand and put it down and be able to buy that property outright. Which is true, you could totally do that. However, you can also use other people's money to buy that asset for you. This is called leverage. And what I mean by that is if you were to take $10,000 and put it as a down payment on that $100,000 piece of property, most banks would lend up to 90% of the value of that property for you to be able to acquire that asset. Now, if you were to take it a step further and put $10,000 down on 10 properties that were each worth maybe $100,000, you would essentially be able to control about $1 million worth of real estate for your $100,000. Again, it's a huge advantage using leverage to buy assets for you. You can't do that with stocks. The second advantage is this. Let's go back to the stocks that you just bought for $100,000. And the day you bought those stocks, the minute you bought them, what are those stocks actually worth? And again, the answer is simply they're worth $100,000. Because it's the day when the buyers and the sellers have met and they've agreed on a price of what those stocks should be worth. And you can't buy them at a discount. You can't really buy them on sale. So let's apply this question to real estate now. What is that $1 million worth of real estate that you just bought for $100,000 actually worth? And you might think to yourself, well, it should be worth $1 million. And it could be worth $1 million, but it could also be worth something different. To give you an example, maybe you hadn't done your market research on what the properties were actually selling for, and maybe the seller didn't disclose certain things, and you didn't get the property inspected, so you might have overpaid for what you might consider a lemon. And so all those properties you just bought, you overpaid for them, and maybe they were actually worth $700,000 instead of $1 million for those properties. So on the flip side of that, on the positive, maybe you were able to negotiate with the seller. You came in understanding that market and knowing that those properties were maybe worth $130,000, and you were able to purchase them at $100,000 by negotiation and whatnot. So you would essentially be able to you would essentially have walked in to a $300,000 equity position buying those properties. They're now worth $1.3 million, let's say. So that's the second advantage. The third advantage is this. What can you possibly do to enhance the value of your stocks, to bring that value up? And the answer is nothing. You can't really do anything to improve the value of your stocks. Maybe you write the CEO and the directors of that company a letter and say, hey, good luck guys, up in the value of your stock. Good luck in business. Also, would you guys mind selling your private jet and maybe cut back on some expenses? And they definitely wouldn't do that for you. However, with real estate, what can you do to enhance the value of your real estate? I can go on for hours, talking about little things you could do to bring up your value. The first 3 things that come to my mind are you can paint the property, you can put new carpet in the property, and you might be able to do some landscaping, to enhance the curb appeal of that property. This is called forced appreciation. You actually have control of being able to force your appreciation upwards. So those are the 3 advantages of real estate over stocks. Please check out the second part of this video to get the other 2 examples. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it. Bye.